Welcome. Hey, Jeremy. I thought you were stopping by, man. You just took out of town. You hit the road for Oklahoma. I have no need to be offended, bro. What happened? We miss you. Everybody at the office here, all three of us. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're coming in from. Don't forget, it is the great week. We are going to reinvent ourselves this week, and we're going to do training on reinventing, restarting, reengineering. So awesome. Looking forward to it. It's 11 a.m. every Friday. It'd be nice if somebody pinned it up there too as well. I'm like a repetitive Buddha, not a ferocious Buddha. I think that's an easier brand to start and to build. Uh, Looking on here, where are we at? Justin Pugh joined. That's good. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, everybody's getting back online. Here we go. Where is Isabel? There we go. Justin Pugh. There we go. Well, only one on there. All right, good. Jacob Bakey, welcome. Isabel, there you are. Let's put you on. So looking forward to it. All right. Oh, no. Where is she at? Sorry. Mark, good to see you. Welcome as well. Isabel, I'm looking for you, my dear. Where are you at? I want to go live. Let's do this. Get some energy going. It's Monday morning. Monday morning. There she is. Awesome. I'm going to get all this done. Here we go. Jake, give me a big thumbs up. Are you good there? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome.
Oh, hi, David.
How are you?
How's it going? Fantastic. It's a
So,
great day to have a great day.
yeah, well, you are the epitome of my type of entrepreneur. You're someone that reinvented, rethink, re-engineered one of my favorite products. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a sock person. I buy a new pair of socks every day and I
Um,
donate them afterwards. I think people that spend money on coffee, uh,
mhm,
I know that you recycle coffee into the socks.
yeah.
But for me, the plastic and the coffee that costs you $4.95 a day, I'd rather buy a pair of socks every day. And you got to take care of your feet, right?
Yeah.
That's what's grounded to the earth. And I'm a huge sock person.
Oh, that's
And
great.
you're amazing. I really want to hear about, how you can take plastic and coffee and make it into socks.
Thank you so much. Well, then we definitely need to get you some socks. You're gonna love them. They are honestly like not biased, like the comfiest and softest socks like you will ever wear. We've been in business about a year. We've had zero returns and like 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So it's really cool.
That's
Um,
really cool.
Thank you so much for having me on. Um, I am so honored. I'm a huge fan of you because I support anyone who has the mission to make people happy and improve mindsets because I think that that's like the most important thing in the world. Like mindset is everything.
Yeah, mindset and heart set. I think a lot of people they don't think about the heart as much, and we have only control of what we feel and what we think. That
Hmm.
is then executing on what we do as well. When we think and feel something, then we act upon it. So, I'm really interested because the future of our country is not only with young people, but young women, young minority women who literally can convert uh, a new way of seeing things. I've never been concerned uh, in the respect or create fear or scarcity about certain world issues because I knew the entrepreneur would fix them.
Hmm.
Right? I just, even the environment, so I spent my time on the solution, not on the problem. And the solution are people like you that have this creative ability to say, we're going to take a problem and we're going to make it into something, the softest socks with no returns in the world. And what is the process to take recycled plastic and coffee? And why coffee? That just seems so odd to me to be able to do that. Is that what softens them?
True. So basically what happened was how you take plastic. and make it into socks is first, plastic bottles are taken from recycling centers in Taiwan. That's where everything is made. And then you like make them into fibers, and then the fibers into actual yarn. And then on the other hand, you take the coffee grounds from like local coffee shops, and then you extract the coffee from the oil, and then you take the coffee and then you sprinkle it all over the fiber and the yarn. And the cool part is it's actually upcycled material. So the coffee, I don't know, men probably don't relate with this as much, but when you go into like a perfume store and you want to smell different types of perfume, the first thing they give you is like coffee beans, so it like kind of neutralizes the smell.
Oh,
So yeah, that's kind of like how that started. And so the socks are like odor resistant, they're UV protection, they are just like moisture wicking, and it's really because of the coffee. So that's why I would call that like upcycled material, because it actually improves like the quality of the sock. Like really like recycled products, you kind of have to give up some of the quality for it, for the customer. But I think we're probably one of the first brands that don't have to do that. So you're really like when you wear the best and you're most comfortable, you actually give back to the earth as well.
that's amazing. And I give them back anyway, so I might as well give them back to other people to use and to the earth eventually. So
Mhm.
that's all over the Meltzer mission. So that's that's awesome.
Cool.
What's interesting is that comfort side is so people, once they find out I like socks, right? Everybody sends me socks,
Mhm.
and my biggest pet peeve of it is the comfort side, because like hemp socks, for example, I have some of those that have some other components to it, but they're so uncomfortable. What good is something if you don't wear it, right?
Right.
I'm a blend person. I believe in, this high frequency life, a mission of empowering others to empower others. But you have to always look at the pragmatic side. I'm thinking about when they send up the Mars lunar lander and it had a broken landing gear, and they were trying to figure out with all these engineers, like these super rocket scientists, right? And then one guy in the back's like, why don't we just send up two? And everyone's like, oh yeah, that's me. If I was a rocket scientist, I wouldn't not be the best at the math or the engineering, but I have this
For the
pragmatic sense. Exactly. And that's what I love about the socks, right? It's like these are the first planet friendly socks that are actually comfortable.
Right, right. And like you make such a good point, because like what's the point of buying them? And like I think many people that like they say and then this is like very natural. I think it's human nature is like they say like I want to help, like eco-friendly brands, but then if it if it's like a little scratchy or it's not as comfortable, then you won't wear it. But that's how it should be, right? Because I feel like like you said, as like entrepreneurs, like it's our job to figure out the best way to serve human beings and to serve the world and whatever your mission may be. So I think that's good that people like won't settle for second best, because it causes people to like come out with like new innovations.
Yeah, and we needed the first stage, right? We needed people that were, and I applaud those entrepreneurs that were brave enough to create products that weren't as high quality as, other products, and people would substitute that for saving, our water, our air, but most importantly, it educated a next generation of great entrepreneurs like yourself to say, hold on a second, not only can we
Hmm.
save our earth, right?
Yeah.
And the humans that live on it. Most importantly, I always say the biggest concern about the earth probably will be here regardless whether we are or not. We're really trying to save the human race
Yeah.
and our existence. But
Hmm.
look, now we can actually make it even better than some of the other products. And we see that with foods, we see that with clothing, we see that with glass, all time, I'm blessed to be an entrepreneur and to have huge deal flow. So I'm seeing all this cool stuff that actually pragmatic. Like, take the Tesla for example,
Hmm.
right? The first rendition,
Elon Musk.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's crazy. Like, I was in a 2013 Tesla and with my son, and I told him it was 7 years old, and he couldn't believe it. And I
Yeah.
said, Exotic. Imagine what the technology is now. So not only is it great for the environment, but it's just a superior vehicle.
Right. So true. Same. Like I have a 2013 Tesla Model S and it is just the best car like ever. It's like I think like Elon Musk is just he's so forward thinking that he, this totally could have worked like 10 years later as well. Like in, 2030 and
Yeah,
created it in like the early 2000 or 2010. So it's really crazy like how you can predict that, and like even today it's still so cool.
it's so cool. I drive a 2011 Volt
Okay.
because that was the earliest car, back then in
Yeah.
2011 that was because the battery and the gas and
Hmm.
but it's amazing. I'm thinking, wow, these two cars are 2 years apart.
Hmm.
Right, and it's not even, and one like I believe like it's still the Volt was an expensive car in 2011. It
Yeah.
wasn't, they weren't giving them away.
Right.
So it's really interesting. Now, on the sock side, what is the price range for the socks?
So right now the price range is $19 for one pair, and it's a little bit more expensive than Stance. Maybe I think Stance and like Bombas they're around like 17 or 18. However, right now I think what people don't understand is that it's actually really expensive to produce sustainably. Like just because like we use like recycled material, it's still like really expensive for the process of it. So I'm hoping that, as time goes on and more eco-friendly companies come in, we are able to lower like the manufacturing cost. But as of now, it's still like really pricey. But, we really pride ourselves in only like giving out the best socks, like making the best socks. Yeah.
And
And
they wear.
on top of it, sorry. So during the whole pandemic, we actually diverted some manufacturing capacity into making like eco-friendly face masks. So even up to now, because like we do support, we want everyone to be safe, that we give away one mask with every sock order. So like for $19, you get the sock and the mask, and they're both made of 70% recycled material.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Well, I can't wait to try mine, and I will become a big customer as well. And I imagine with plastic in there, they wear well. So not only are they soft, but they probably last a lot longer.
And going back to, what we're talking about Tesla, and it's so funny that, we both, love Tesla.
Yeah.
It, that's also kind of the mission of which is really to um, make like eco-friendly products like trendy. So one of our slogans is like earth to urban. So we really just want to like earth brands normally aren't super sexy, and like we want to just make it like so cool that people will wear it even if they're not like environmentally conscious.
Right.
And really just like to have it look cool where you as the customer just don't have to sacrifice like any, fashion look or any
Yeah.
comfort. So,
Comfort, especially. Yeah, I know. I mean, Stance is super cool, right? And it's in the same price range.
yeah,
It's the exact same Tesla model. And now, where can people find is? Is it is.com?
actually is dot golf. So, yeah, we are a lifestyle brand inspired by golf. So
Uh,
I have been in the golf industry for a long time, and going back with life, there's just so many similarities that you can compare like golf and life. One I have a quote here. One of the my favorite quotes is golf is the closest game to the game we call life. You get bad breaks from good shots, you get good breaks from bad shots, but you have to play the ball from where it lies. And that just speaks to me so much like on a life like level. So
That's awesome. Well, let me give you my golf because golf too, to me, on a life level, is the biggest, and because I think the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. That
mhm.
it's a life is a practice, right? We practice ending fear. We practice all of these things, and it is the first equalizer of all sports, where people that practice it every day, 2 minutes a day is worth more than 2 hours on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
In golf, I was joked around with people. If you spend 30 minutes at a range working each day on an individual part of the game, and literally compared to spending 6 hours playing you could end up a worse golfer in a year if you
Oh
only
my,
play on Saturday. But if you played every day in practice, there's no way you would be worse. But some days it would just be a bad day, no matter how good you are. Just ask Tiger Woods.
some days you're just humbled by the sport. Like I actually kind of related like having a good round and like a bad hole in right after a good hole to like 2019 and 2020. Like so 2019 for me personally was like such a great year. Like it was just on top of the world. It was as if, you just birdied, your like par 3, you're like I'm good to go. I'm going to like shoot 70 72, I'm going to shoot 69, whatever it is. And you go to the next hole and then it's 2020 and it just like knocks you off your feet. You're not prepared. You just like you like shank your drive like OB. You're like, what do I do now? And
Yeah,
really like I found this great analogy and it really helped me. It's like, sometimes for golf, you just have to take your medicine and like keep going and like just try to like stay calm and like bogey out. You
right.
still
Well, yeah.
well,
My football coach at college used to say, just keep playing, man.
just
Just
keep
keep
like
playing.
keep going and like the sun will always rise and there will always be the next hole. But however, if you like really really screw up this hole, get like a 10, a snowman, whatever, it will be a lot harder to recover. But if you just take your medicine, you can make it. So
For sure. I played golf in Ireland years ago and shot a 57. We were gambling, and I shot a 57 on the front nine and just kept playing and shot a 37 on the back. And then everybody said I was a ringer. They won't want to play with me anymore. I took all their money. So don't quit. Just keep playing.
yeah, just
Wear
keep going.
cool socks that are comfortable and
Yeah,
good for the environment. Check
exactly.
out Is. And I really appreciate, Isabel, you coming on. Thank you so much.
So much for having me, David. It was so much fun.
Awesome.
All
Empower
right,
others, my friend. Take care.
see you later.
Isabel, she's Isabel. She's amazing. Obviously, uh, great conversation. You can see life is golf. I agree with that completely. Anyway, let's get some questions going. Hopefully, you enjoyed that. Is dot golf? You got it up there. I love anything comfortable, and thank you so much, Isabel, for joining us and enlightening us. Uh, George, welcome, everybody. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let's get some questions going. Uh, Come on. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Can't wait till my Monday morning meeting. It's going to be so much fun. What do you do? What do you do? I'm on a mission to empower others to be happy. So, write books, speak, podcast, TV show, do these lives. I am executive coach, life coach, business coach, variety of things that I do in order to my main mission, to empower others to be happy. Um, David, you have 30 seconds to speak to world right now. What would you say? Be kind. Be kind. That's very, look, if you have a choice for 30 seconds, you're very choice. What would a kind person do? That's it. How's your day today? Amazing. Let's keep the questions coming. Thank you so much. Keep them coming here. What is this Friday's training on? This Friday's training is on reinventing yourself, reengineering, starting over, all about trying to keep playing, like Isabel, she said. And we're going to take care of that about what do we do now and in a consistent, persistent manner. Is it wrong to plan far ahead in your life, potentially at the cost of losing sight of the present? Well, you don't, right? You can't plan ahead without seeing 3 feet in front of you. You can get at night from San Diego to Maine, seeing 3 feet in front of you, but you want to get to Maine. You might not get there the way that you think, right? You may not go directly on the interstates, and you might have a few missed turns and flat tires and other things. But if you know where you're going in the long run, and then you focus on 3 feet in front of you, you can get from San Diego to Maine. That's what I suggest. David, every time I hear you talk, I want to get you an energy drink. You want to get me an energy drink? No, thank you. All right. What do you do when you just feel like being inspired and kind of grieving? Go do something for somebody else. you will be inspired. That clears the connection instantly to that which inspires you. How do you explain the current situation to your family? Which situation is that? So there's, is it, which one? So I consistently teach values to my family, gratitude. So whatever situations they have that occur, remember, I have 3 teenage daughters. So there's a ton of situations that occur every single day that are high in drama, to me, low in importance other than they're for them. So I apply gratitude or forgiveness or accountability, or show how to practice ending fear and clear that interference, and allow them, knowing that they come through me, they're not for me, they come through me to learn themselves and hopefully see and test and taste how those values help them. So that's what I tried to do. How can we leverage and master sales skills in these moments now with respect to virtual communication? Same way, stimulate interest, transition interest, share a vision. 20% of the way there. 80% of the way there is manage and develop a vision so that you thrive. You do that in person the best you can today, but via email, phone, and media, radio, print, TV, and social media. That's what we do. So you do that anyway. So that's how we sell. And you have to have a 120 rule. So you are providing value more than you're asking for, and be able not only to articulate it, but carry the energy that you do that as well. How do you, something you hate but you need to do? Learn to toe check here. Come on, I'll grab you real quick. Let me see here. This is important for a young guy. Let's see here if he joins me. Hopefully he has a good connection. Hi, hey.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Repeat your question to me, please.
Then, how do you do something that you hate, but you need to do it?
Yeah, so this is the biggest practice for most people, because there's a portion that you don't like in everything that you do. You can go to a party with your friends, and I'll tell you, there was a part of the party with your friends that you didn't like. You might even hate it, as you said. You get a girlfriend someday there, buddy, there'll be a part of her you don't like. So what's the secret to life? The secret to life is to learn to love what you don't love. Learn to love what you don't love. It's a practice. And so, I started with taking out the trash because I hated taking out the trash. And so I changed the way I looked at the trash, so the trash changed to me. What does that mean? I looked at it and said, all right, what do I want in my life? And I said, I want a little bit of time to think about how I can be happy. I have a very active life. I have activities I get paid for, activities I don't get paid for. What can I do with this trash? And I said, you know what? Every time I take out the trash, which I hated because it would spill on me, it would cut me if there was glass, I'd spill it because I'd get mad and make it worse. Every time I see the trash, I'm going to take it out and use that as meditation time. I'm going to use it so that I can think about what I want in my life to make me happy. I'm going to use it as time to find my center, to find my highest frequency, to be able to get a balanced value. And so I started taking out the trash with a different energy, all the way to where it changed even to my kids who trash was like kryptonite to. They saw trash, they ran the other way. Now they see my energy and my attitude and my smile, like not quite as beautiful as yours, but beautiful. And they see that and they're like, Dad, can I take that out for you? I am telling you, the key to life is what you're talking about, Tocek. It is learning to love the things you don't love and finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything, especially the places that nobody else can find them. And if we change that mindset and heart set in people, man, this world would be an abundant, unbelievable place to live. Does that sound fair?
Well, it sounds awesome. It answers everything, even over delivers. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that answer.
You come on anytime, my friend. It's so nice to see you and your big smile. You keep empowering people, okay? I'm counting on you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, buddy. There you go. I don't need an energy drink. I need toe check, buddy. That's a forget you. And that was free. That kid is amazing, and I love him. He boosts my energy every time. So if you thought I was a little sluggish on Monday morning, because I've been doing it for a while, Look at that, kid. You don't need any energy drinks. That's what you need right there. Pure inspiration. Someone who has learned at a young age to clear the interference and corrosion between him and what inspires him. How to build your work ethic and maintain focus. Practice, right? It's incremental growth and acceleration. So what we do is lower the bar and tell yourself, I'm going to do this for a minute a day, a second a day. Start with saying thank you. Try to say thank you before you go to bed and when you wake up, and your entire life will change. Try to do that for 30 straight days. Most people can't do it. It takes a long time to get to that 30-day mark. And that takes about 0.1 seconds to do and to say. So let's get that down. Let's practice. Focus is studying, right? You got to be clear on what you want, balance it within the personal, experiential, giving, receiving values. That will provide focus. Focus then leads to confidence and coincidence because you're paying attention to, plus giving intention to what you think, say, do, believe, and even your personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and obsessions and whatever it is, are focused in on what you want. And that's what creates the coincidences. Do what now for 30 days? I just hopped on. Say thank you before you go to bed. And when you wake up for 30 straight days, your life will change. I guarantee it. Most people can't do it. By tonight, half of us won't do it. By tomorrow morning, another half of us won't do it. Within 3 days, all of us will forget to do it. You ask any of the world thought leaders, any of the great minds and hearts in the world, they'll all tell you that gratitude is king, that gratitude is key, but yet we're so far in our own way, making interference and corrosion with the ego-based consciousness, the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, all of these things that we can't even say thank you. But try it. Keep on trying. It took me 9 months, by the way, 9 months until I could say thank you every single day without missing. Please give a solution for procrastination. So procrastination is an effect of motivation, right? So everything has its yin and its yang. Procrastination means that we do not understand or practice, plateau, and grow. So what happens is we're more in the aspect of rolling a boulder to the top of the hill, like the myth of Sisyphus, and then allowing it to come down to the bottom. And so that causes resistance. It causes a great interference to being motivated and then being inspired. Motivation will get you up and get you there. So one of the tricks that I have to procrastination is do it now. Anything in my life that I can do now, I do now. I ask myself, can I do it now? And if I can, I do it. Why? Because it's the only statistic, one of them that I know to be true. 99% of all statistics are made up. I know that to be true. But I also know that 100% of all things I do now get done. 100% of all things I do now get done, creating exponential growth and acceleration in my life. And it takes minimum half as much time if I do it now. So do it now. Remind yourself the first 10 minutes of anything are the hardest 10 minutes, right? So when you start creating a mindset and a heart set that the first 10 minutes are the hardest 10 minutes, it's only going to get better after that. It makes it easier to get through that first 10 minutes. Does a 40-day consistency routine truly work? So it depends on what it's for. So it takes a minimum of 21 days to be consistent at something, to get it into your subconscious, to create a neural pathway. A minimum of 20 days. It's not, or 21 days. It's not set, right? Because you could have an unconscious competency. You could have DNA. You could have a quantum memory that will cause you to create, and block that neural pathway from forming. And so, if you have ancestral genes that are carried down of some sort of abuse or addiction or, all these things can make it, for a lifetime. For me, nicotine is quantum. So it took me years and years and years to quit and have an urge for it. Years. And it was much more than 21 days. So look, 21-day consistency, 30-day consistency, 40-day consistency, they all work determined upon who you are and what your ancestral or inherited DNA, quantum memory, unconscious competency is. And I can get more into that on Friday, by the way. 11 a.m. training. Go ahead. You can text me below. Why don't we put up the time, too? I know Justin was kind enough to be there with the no, but it's 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays. Come text me 949-298-2905 or email me at david@dmeltzer.com. All right. Love from Nigeria. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. I think I got another guest coming on here at 10:30. Not here yet. Let's take another question while we're waiting here. Jacob Bakey, 11 a.m., 2 p.m. That's not going to help me, Jake. Thank you so much. I needed contacts in there. I'd prefer to have the contacts in the time, but it's our first rodeo on Monday morning. We're fired up here, Andrew. What do you think? Are you good? Andrew's a student in his calendar. He's one of the few guys I know that's really picked that up. Oh, look, Team Dave Meltzer's here. There we go. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. Let me see. I'll answer some questions here. I do not see my next. Will NFL and college football be back this year? I believe so in some capacity. Just like the NBA's back. Not sure baseball can get through their labor issues. I was hoping that they would be back and reporting June 10th and have a half a season by July. But egos, the scarce energy of a team, a league, or an organization becomes more and more apparent, doesn't it? And guess who wins? Nobody. That's the whole great golden rule of scarcity. I love Jim Harbaugh, right? Who has it better than us? Nobody. Who wins with scarcity? Nobody, right? Just doesn't happen. That's a shame, unfortunately. Let's see here. Looking here. Anyone want to go live? We're looking and praying here. Thank you so much. Let's take another question. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as me on Monday. We have a service that no one else is doing. We are scaling like crazy. Do you like outsourcing quickly? Yeah, of course. It's all math. So if you look at the credibility of what you're saying, the emotional attachment to that, and then are you able to articulate the quantum value, the quantitative reasons that that's true, the quantitative impact it'll have, and the quantitative capabilities that are relying upon credibility, emotional attachment, and the quantification and articulation of the quantification are relying upon the features and benefits of you being able to support what you talked about with those features and benefits of your solution, service, or product. That's simple. It's all math. It's all straightforward. So thanks so much. Let's see here. Jerome Bettis, is he in here? Greetings, David. Just wondering if you saw my email. Just let me know. Thanks. Having regard. I will have to check. Why don't you go ahead and let me know. Why don't you text me at 949-298-2905, your email address, so I can search and make sure that I saw it, because this name is not familiar on the email. So let me know, 949-298-2905, or my david@dmeltzer.com. You can email me, but I'm not sure what your email address is. Friday training is 11 a.m. Still waiting to kind of get that up there, so thanks. Is Jerome here? Let me see. Getting on. Love Instagram. Stinson speaks. What's up, Stinson? Chris, welcome, my friend. I'm going to say hi to him real quick while I wait for the bus. Hey.
Top of the morning, David. How's it going?
Dude, I saw your name on there. I'm waiting for Jerome Bettis.
I know you are. So I'm like, I'm gonna throw you a line here to buy Jerome time is basically what I'm doing here. I'm gonna help out if I can. How's it going?
It's amazing. It's absolutely going so well. It's beautiful. Summer's here in California. It's my daughter's 16th birthday tomorrow, so I'm super excited.
Wow.
I love the milestone birthdays. I have a rule, Chris. I celebrate anything celebratable. So I'll literally celebrate my half birthday. I don't
care. I love it. 16 terrifies me, man, because I've got 2.5-year-old little girl, right? And so, yeah, exactly. So every time I see the 16, I'm like, I don't want to fathom Piper ever on the road, and I don't want to fathom boy, girl, whatever, ever vying for her heart. It's my heart. Like it's terrifying. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, so the boyfriend thing I'm okay with, right? And I think it's just the reality of me being the boy who I was when I was 16, and I know that karma exists in the universe. I'm an allowance, but the one that I can't deal with, and especially because I started at the very worst circumstance, my 21-year-old may still be the world's worst driver.
Oh,
and,
no.
Right, yeah. And she's going to hate me for saying this, right? But like anyone that drives, my favorite story about her is I have a friend, she's 104 right now. Her name is Margie. When she was 98, she still had her license. She's so sharp, right? Tiny little lady. And so she says to me, Dave, I think they're going to take my license away. You know, now that I turned 98, everyone's getting scared to drive with me. I said, oh, drive with Marissa. Everyone's scared to drive with her too. The problem was she would have made it to 99 if she drove with my daughter. But yeah, I would drive down. Teaching your daughter to drive, the first one, right? Yeah. You get used to it. But the first one, I played college football. I pole vaulted, right? 15 feet, 9 inches. I jumped out of airplanes. I do some scary stuff. Nothing even compares. Like I would lean. I thought she was going to just the first time down my own street. You got cars parked on the street.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be like Jordan Belfort driving home from the country club.
Taking out every car.
Exactly.
You're just seeing your insurance premiums go up and up and up. Well, so you realize you're a dead man when you get home, right?
Oh, yeah. Because we're all going to be at the 16th party. And the only thing I have going, she watches everything. There's no way she's missing this. That's awesome, man. Well, tell me what's going on real quick while we wait.
Not a whole lot, man. We're in the process of a big move. It is like pouring here in Vancouver, as it always is. I don't know if you've ever been to Vancouver, but it goes.
I had an office there. On Georgia.
Nice.
Yeah, for the phone business.
It's beautiful one day, and then it'll do this for a week. Good. We finally settled on a forever home. Took us a while to get settled here in Vancouver, so that is happening this week. So we got movers and kids and everything to juggle. So that's why I've been a little bit quiet on the socials, and I likely will be this week just to kind of get settled. But no, looking forward to that. And the thing I was going to ask real quick, because I know a lot of us. I've been watching. I know I've been kind of dialed in. How's the whole fitness regime going? You're killing it. Like. I'm seeing you soaked in those stories, like you're grinding.
Yeah, I believe in the consistency side of stuff, and I'm really on my mission's taken off. Like I see people responding to me about being happy, right? Yeah. And it's so cool. I have a kid that's filming behind this right now, and he's one of my favorite employees because I had to have a conversation with him. I'm like, I have a football analogy. The ball finds your weakest player. Yeah. So I know he has unbelievable capabilities, and he's young, and during all this stuff, he's losing focus. And I said, "Hey, man, you're my weakest player. Yeah, right. The ball's gonna find you. You got to be a student in your calendar. You got to take inventory of your values. Please, just try it." He's now literally employee of the month right now, going into June. Right. That's how far it is. Oh. They tell me the bus is here, man.
There we go. That's perfect. Awesome. Hey, mission accomplished. That's all I care about.
You're amazing. Hey, be careful about saying the forever home, man. The bank took my forever home in 2008, and now I'm happier than ever.
Okay, fair enough. My temporary forever until things decide otherwise.
Your potential home, exactly.
Awesome, man. Much love. I'm glad mission accomplished here. Have a good day, brother.
I owe you one. Thank you, Chris. Take care.
Take care.
Awesome. What a great guy. All right, let me find the bus. Thank you, Jake. He sent is here and sent a request. Let me see. Thank you, Jerome. There he is. Thank you for your patience. All right, can't mess with my man Jerome. There he is. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
there's a friendly face. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Sorry about the Chargers hat behind me, but I know that's no threat to you.
Not a problem at all.
I told everyone, I said, this is the Chargers' years because they're used to not playing in front of anyone. So people will be like, man, why are they so inspired? How are they so good with no fans after 30 years?
They're so used to social distancing, so it's okay.
Exactly. Anyway, I love the Bus Stops Here Foundation. I wanted to learn more. I want everyone to know about what you're doing. You have done so much in so many different ways. I just wanted to get and elevate that story. So give me a little bit of background on the Bus Stops Here Foundation.
Well, we started a bunch of years ago, and our goal was to try to help, impact the kids in our community. And it started in Detroit, and it grew to Pittsburgh, where where I am now. And the goal was to try to affect change. I benefited from a foundation as a kid, so I wanted to do a similar thing. And so we started this out. It's been a labor of love, and now it's really transitioned because of this COVID-19. We've been able to really look at some areas that many people haven't really paid attention to, and that was the lack of connectivity that a lot of young people had after the virus hit and after everything went online. Well, it's easy to go online when you have the tools, when you have the access and you have the capabilities in terms of the resources, a laptop. So we started the process where we've been able to raise money and give over 350 laptops out as a result of that, which created the opportunity for those kids to then go into that space and learn. And then from there, we said, okay, let's take it a step further. Now we want to try to provide some content as well. And so now we've created, it's a program called Check-In. And that check-in program, it allows kids in middle school area to come in and learn about some, great technology and innovation type of programs. And what we're doing is it's from arts, film, Spanish, all types of different programs that we're going to kind of bring into the fold. And these kids will be able to get on Mondays and Wednesdays from 3 to 4:45, and they'll be taught all of these things. And it's all about middle school age kids. All they have to do, if they want to be involved, they can. It's going to be live streamed through our Facebook page. You can go to, it's the Bus Stops Here Foundation.org is where they go and they can sign up for these classes. And I believe it's going to be something that's very beneficial for all of the young people that have the ability now, obviously, and the access. We want to provide that. But we're also still trying to raise money. We're still trying to provide access to kids who don't have that. So if in the event there's someone out there that wants to help, all they have to do is they can text BUS to on their phone, 71777, or the Bus Stops Here Foundation.org to support that initiative as well, because it's going to take all of us to get through this, and we're trying to do our part, but I think we all have to be supportive.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the time when we're so hyper-focused on systematic change and systematic injustice. I have known you for years and years and years, from pre-Hall of Fame even, and it's just, amazing that if people get focused on, okay, look, we got to stand up for our rights. We all have to come together, but we got to do something too, right? Productive, yeah. Do something. And to get people educational tools, to give them inspirational tools, to create systematic, we're planting seeds. Jerome, you and I are planting seeds under trees that we will never see. And we got to get more people planting these types of seeds and giving their money so that the kids are equipped. They're equipped for all the opportunities to be there. And I think it's really important. I wanted to have you on because you've been fighting for years. Everybody knows what you do. The fight that you have on the field, that's nothing compared to what I've seen, the tireless hours that you spend on many different causes, and this obviously so important to you. What are some of the things systematically that you see, some success stories about kids in the program so far? Is there one that comes to mind?
Well, it's a group of kids in Pennsylvania, and this is how it all started. There was about 30 kids who just, school was still in session, but they weren't able to participate because they didn't have access. So we were quickly able to get 30, I think it was a little over 60 computers to the kids. And it was almost a full class of kids that were able to continue the learning process. And that it meant so much to us, because had that not happened, those kids would have lost a half a year of school. And so we were able to provide the opportunity for these kids to learn. And education is truly the great equalizer. And if you don't have education, you don't have access to an education, that's the biggest problem in our country. And I think that leads to a greater divide in our country. So trying to bridge that digital divide, I think that was very important to us. And that was something I'm very, very proud of.
Yeah. And lastly, too, one of the things on the field that is routine, right? And how important consistent behavior is. And if you pull those kids out of their routine of learning, you don't even know the trajectory. And you've seen kids that have, dropped out of a football program, kids that have dropped out of school. These are kids who want to be in school and want to learn. We're really creating a long-term systematic, problem if we're not providing these tools to learn, to create the routine, so that they can live and develop and really be inspired to live to their potential. And, it's one thing making sure they're fed, but even if they're fed, we got to educate them as well, or we're not going to get to where we want to be as one society to work together. How important is routine? And I'll let you go, because, on the entrepreneur side, everybody wants to know how important that routine was to you to live to your potential as a football player and off the field.
Well, that routine was critical to me, because, I'll say this, 40 years ago, I was one of those same kids. So, they're labeled as at-risk kids, right? Because you're at risk of losing them. And 40 years ago, I was one of those same kids at risk of being lost to the systemic issues that we're dealing with, right? And there was a foundation that benefited me, gave me direction, and look what I was able to accomplish, right? And then you say to yourself, if we can try to provide that same opportunity, who knows what some of these kids will be able to do and contribute to our society. So it's so important that we're able to do that, and everything comes into play. And as an entrepreneur, I think it goes to the heart of an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur, you're starting out, you're trying to do something that hasn't been done, and you want to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And so this is exactly that. We're trying to be the provider for kids that can possibly become entrepreneurs at some point in their lives. And so that's what it's all about. And I'm happy to be a part of it. And thank you for allowing me to really kind of tell the story, because all we want to do is impact kids. And I think we have a great opportunity to do that.
Well, you're doing that, my friend, planting seeds under trees that we'll never sit under, but will change the world far after we're here. Go to the busstopsherefoundation.org. Go ahead, list the text number for the bus again.
You can text the bus to 71777.
You got it. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you soon, my friend. Take care of yourself. Stay happy, healthy, and thank you for all the great work you're doing.
Please, you do the same, and you take care. Thanks.
You got it. Great to see you. Take care. Here you go. The bus stops here, and he stopped right here on the playbook. Right on my live, sorry. He's going to stop on the playbook. Very good, everyone. You cannot get better. Let's figure out systemically how we can make these changes, right? We got to voice our opinions. We got to create local changes with the police departments, with the education, with our financial services, all the different institutions. Let's figure out, like the bus, how we can make an impact, a long-term inspired impact, right? Blame, shame, justification, those will create action. But things like the bus is doing, that right there creates inspiration, right? In spirit, that each one of those 30 kids that it started with, and now hundreds of kids that they've helped, you have set them on a different path, and we have changed the world. That's why I'm on a mission, one person at a time, to find 1,000 people like you, to find 1,000 people, to empower 1,000 people. 1,000 times 1,000 is a million, a million times 1,000 is a billion. Let's set up on a mission to make 1 billion people happy by doing things like Jerome Bettis, the bus. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. Don't forget, training is on Friday. Register at 949-298-2905. or email me at david@dmeltzer.com. If you need anything at all, I'll get right back to you. I appreciate it. We'll see you on Friday. We'll see you every day. Look forward to it. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds.